Yeah,
That
that's a
could
pair.
have that could have been devastating. I'm just gonna say it right now. That could have been absolutely devastating.
God, you're devastating.
I
Devastatingly awful at casting.
I
What up? Lenyon. You're like Lenyon, apart from Lenyon is cool.
Thank you.
I am Lenyon and you are not. I am
Stop.
walking over
S-
you with my
Stop.
pure
Stop.
strength.
Stop reacting to my story. Please. There's like 20 of them. Stop.
Can you make washed up red?
Can I do what?
Can you make washed up red? They've asked if they can be red.
Yeah, they can be read.
Do you know what else is red?
What?
Confetti.
Oh no! No, please, no. How am I supposed to cast with all this confetti? Huh?
You'll have to. You're gonna drown in paper cuts.
Confetti can give you can't give no, confetti can't give you paper cuts. Can it?
If it could, it would be a real con.
Just share your screen. Just share your screen and be done
Oh
with
yeah,
it.
I need to do that.
I need to see your game, buddy. I need to
I was so busy sending confetti.
Yeah, well that's what happens. Oh my, there's 19 more. 19 more notifications. I'm going to mute you on my Instagram so that you don't bother me.
I can't.
No.
That was my Yoda impression. Do you want me to do it again?
No, no, stop. Please. Are you sharing your screen?
Yes, I am.
Ah, there we go. Join stream. Watching stream. Stop. Ooh. Okay, so I'm pretty sure.
Wait, I've been unmuted this entire time.
Hello, Overwatch fans. My name is Spherno, and I'm joined by Pear.
Hello, that's me. I need to stop eating a pen. Thank you.
Uh, you're eating a pen. Okay. Well,
Yep.
all right. Well, I guess that's whatever you want to do. But welcome back, guys, to the 2020 Community Overwatch Amateur Cup, Week 2, Day 2. It is time that we almost jump into the matches. We're still waiting for one of our teams to get into the lobby, but today we're going to be watching Washed Up go against the Paradise Gladiators. Both of these teams, Paradise Gladiators did start a winning streak yesterday against the Mental Feeders, and Washed Up is carrying over some confidence boost from last week, having won both of their matches. But we wanted to give you guys some pregame, talk about the players on the teams and the maps that are going to be played. So Pear, I'll let you take away the maps.
So, we're going to be playing 4 maps, irregardless of whoever wins. And we're going to be starting off on King of the Hill with Nepal. We can see lots of different maps played there. We can see dive, we can see May-oriented picks. We'll then move on to Hanamura for our 2CP map. Again, lots of diverse comps. We'll then take a little trip to Mexico to play Dorado, the escort map, before finally coming back home to me in the United Kingdom with Kings Row for Hybrid.
Awesome. It's looking to be an exciting map pool, and it'll be interesting to see how each team adapts their compositions to fit the map geometry and the way that they're all laid out. But let's talk about the teams. I'll go ahead and take this away since you can't see the players. But team number 1, Washed Up, we're going to see Sailboat and Genzo on the DPS line, Tekashikimo and SFJ on the tank line, and Yanela and Yumi on support. All of these guys played fantastic games last weekend, both Friday and Saturday, so I want to see how they've created new comps for these new maps that they're going to be playing, and how they adapt to the ones that they've already played. I believe they've played Dorado before, so I think hopefully they're trying something new, and if they aren't, well, it'll be fun to see them play what they did anyway. But on to their opponents, the Paradise Gladiators. We've got Why Are You Running? What do you want? What?
It's the Gladiators. It's
Oh my,
Lennion.
stop!
It's only Lennion.
Look, we've got Why Are You Running? Anemones on the DPS, crowd favorite Lennion and his partners later on, Tank and Adi and Highline bringing up their backline. All of them played some really interesting compositions, some interesting hero choices yesterday against their opponents, and of course, we got to hear from Lennion after the match, and today we're going to have another post-game interview, so you guys are definitely going to want to stick around for that. It'll be with a member of the winning team, whoever that may be. So we hope you guys are excited for that. But in the meantime, we are going to go ahead and let our players finish getting into the lobby, and when we are ready, we will come back from this short break. See you guys. After long times of waiting, I don't know what I just said, but we are finally back, everybody. My name is Spherno, and I'm joined by Pear, and we are getting straight into Nepal round 1. Are we ready to go into the game?
I am indeed. I'm looking forward to see this clash after a few technical issues, as Elton John famously wrote. Saturday night is alright for Windows updates, so we'll see what we bring out in this first map. Sanctum, we're going to be seeing Rainerissa from Paradise Gladiators, and washed up favouring the Rhine Zarya. Sailboat is on his McCree.
And we have had a last-minute pre-game substitution with Overwatch A5 in for Zlater. So should be fun to see how he plays, since we haven't actually seen him play with the rest of his team yet.
He's already been antied up there, has fallen low, but he's been kept nice and healthy as Highline goes in deep, barely gets out of his life as Genzo's just peppering in these rockets for all that he is worth. Covering all the angles. Why are you running? Tries to take him up very aggressively, and Sailboat finishes him off. Now he's got a good angle to work with, no counter McCree. The wall is whiffed by Nemesis. That means the side of washed up can start to make the way to the point. SFJ falls incredibly low, getting frozen up. He falls, but the kills are still coming through. Tekashikimo and Genzo helping to turn the fight in the favour of washed up, as we're on board with Genzo just peppering in shots into the Arista, and Nemesis going to fall to Tekashikimo, who picks up 3 final blows in that fight, and point goes over to washed up.
And it seems like last week when we loved watching Sailboat play, it's already looking to me like Genzo's going to be your man to watch. His Pharah play looks like it's off the charts, and we're not seeing any Pharah play from the Gladiators. We're not actually seeing we're seeing a McCree. They're going to try to shut down the Pharah, but meanwhile, I mean, who deals with the McCree on the ground? You know, maybe the Mei, but there's so many shields and the defense matrix to negate.
SFJ drops the shatter. Doesn't get too much value. Genzo's barrage definitely does, picking off Highline. Nemesis falls, succumbs to the pressure of Sailboat's McCree, but the pharmacy is out of the sky. Why are you running deal with that? SFJ gets slapped. The charge is missed by Lenyon. He's now stepped himself. He's on 100 health, barely staying alive in this fight as SFJ connects the pin and then the hammer. Now still on contesting Overwatch A5 falls to Tekashikimo, who is highly charged and highly dangerous, beaming down the remnants of Paradise Gladiators. And we just praised Genzo, but I think we've got to go over to the Tekashikimo off tank here.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so, we're going to see a lot of swapping around today. I mean, it's going to be, Tekashikimo's on fire and Genzo's on fire, but all of these players, they really do have a really well-balanced roster, and any one of these guys could pop off in any play at any time, but look at the ult advantage that they're coming into. I mean, Washed Up has 4 ults, and the ults that they're running are just that much better. I mean, you've got Guardian Angel, and you've got the Grab.
Jasa is in it, picks up 3 members, and Naomi falls almost instantly. Grab is out from Tekashikimo. Can they fight this back? SFJ does take down Highland, then drops the shatter. It is big. The Blizzard is forced out from Nemesis. It's going to freeze up SFJ, who falls, but Tekashikimo, he's still alive, just about though. He's now going to work his way around here using Yanula just to keep him healthy. Gets stunned up. He takes out the baby diva now. SFJ gets res back up, and why are you running? Perhaps you should start as the Hammerman runs into your base. Nemesis has now switched over to the Echo to get back quicker. SFJ still struggling for all that he is worth. Lenyon is on the point to counter his presence. Why are you running? Finishes him off. 99% is built up. Yeah,
but look at how long they were able to keep that point, just letting SFJ stay on the point. They stalled out the clock, and now they have one fight. You know, if Washed Up wins this next fight, it's all over. This round is going over to their team, and they're also pushing in with 2 ultimates, which you've got your Guardian Angel versus the Sound Barrier. So Highline is giving his team just a little bit more sustain, and with the Nano Boost coming online, you could Nano like McCree and give him Electric Cowboy during this fight. Which is that what they're doing?
Nano Boost is onto Lenyon.
Oh, it's onto Lenyon
as well, but Lenyon is earlier. SFJ gets slapped. The shatter is blocked, and the beat is also in from Highline. Tekashikimo trying to get some work done. Lane is antied and falling low, bubbling out onto SFJ to keep him alive. And Genzo, he's going to pick up 2 of the barrage. Okay, Genzo, you're not done popping off just yet. Let's see it. Sailboat also in the kill feed as per usual, taking out 2 at the end there. Yanula gets the res, and the gong comes through. The team kills. SFJ pins Lenyon off the point. That is brutal, and that is round 1 over to Washed Up.
Yeah, a really quick round. Washed Up came in and let their presence be known right off the bat. They had a plan, and their plan was run the Pharah with the McCree. You've got the dominance in the sky, and you've also got your McCree dealing damage down on the ground. because the hit scans are so powerful in this game, they're so overpowered, you know, Paradise Gladiators kept getting stuck out or caught out of position, and there was nothing they could do. They kept getting poked out, especially once you had like the Grav start coming online and your Shatter start coming online. Pairing hit scan with something like a Grav or a Shatter is absolutely insane. It allows the hit scan DPS to get so much value from their hero and charge up their ult just that much quicker. But we're seeing Symmetra Teleporter, or are they actually running Symmetra? Because this is a pretty good Symmetra point. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they could run it and make it successful. Just the first team we've seen run Symmetra on this point so far in this tournament.
Up the turrets, and now SFJ doesn't have a good time. His shield is already getting absolutely melted down by why you running Beam. You're gonna have to fight quickly and concisely. Genzo can't get too many angles because the architecture of this point. SFJ just trades fire strikes in and out. Genzo doing some work around the back, sees Overwatch A5 is starting just pummeling in these rockets. He's going to take out Oddie, and SFJ fails while you're running with the fire strike. Now Genzo lays it.
Oh, that's beautiful! 4K with the barrage! Oh, Genzo, you madman!
Still not as good as Sailboat.
Perfect. Okay, so Genzo got a ton of value with the Pharah there. He was able to charge up his barrage in just one team fight. So we're seeing Nemesis and Why Are You Running go back to the Echo McCree that they were running before, trying to get somebody in the sky to challenge the Pharah and somebody on the ground to keep the rest of the team at bay. That's really all they can do. They have to hope that it works.
Yeah, now Lane's going to go and swing. SFJ lays down the shaft, doesn't find anyone, but the Nano Boost is going to keep him healthy. Lane with the counter pin, and then the flashbang. SFJ getting CC'd out of his mind, but he stays up, he stays alive, he stays swinging. It's Lenyon falling.
And now Lenyon's gone. They've lost their shield. They have to retreat. Great way to prioritize your targets. They went for Lenyon first because he was their shielding. He was their defense. I mean, you have the defense matrix from D.Va, but I mean, what's that really going to do? That's temporary protection, and then your team has to retreat anyway.
Now Lenyon and his team are going to try and push from the low ground, try and bypass this Pharah, but Genzo will find you. You can see how scared Lenyon is having his team picked off around him. He's got the shatter, he lays it down, he picks up Tekashiko in the background. Focus Fire comes in, as the healing Genzo is going to pick up one Sailboat as well. That he gets felled by the Echo. Beat is in from Highland, they are committing, and Why Are You Running? He's making the most of this. He's picked up one final blow. Can he pick up another? He does onto SFJ, but it's Tekashiko again, fighting this point back, clawing it from the clutches of Paradise Gladiators.
That fight should have definitely been won by the Gladiators, but Tekashikimo coming in clutch in those last few seconds of the fight. Washed Up is fighting with a Barrage coming online soon, Yanela with the Guardian Angel, and hopefully a Nano Boost if they can get it online. But the Paradise Gladiators have to touch to make use of the ultimates that they have coming online, because their ultimates are so much better, but they just have to give themselves a chance to do it, and it looks like they're going to. They've got a man on the point.
Sailboat finds Nemesis with the Peacekeeper. He did invest it down. I didn't find anyone with it. As now Lenyon goes and swinging, bombing from Overwatch A5, going to take out Tekashikimo. You don't see that, but you do see Genzo getting kills with the barrage. He only picks up one before Lenyon dispatches him with a cold charge. SFJ goes in aggressive on the Reinhardt. He's going to make it work. He picks up two. Does he have the sustain he needs? Naomi is there to keep him nice and healthy. And now Why Are You Running? He's got a Herculean task ahead of him. He gets the flash and the headshot, and then the shatter comes in.
Oh man, that was dirty.
They still haven't kept the point back though. There they go. Can anyone get into touch? Lenyon is in the best position too. He's on. He ground pounds. He's fallen instantly.
I think I missed something. Because Paradise Gladiators had won that fight, didn't they?
Yes, and then an SFJ
wait. What did I do? What just happened? Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, great job, guys.
SFJ just went in swinging without fear for his own existence and made Paradise Gladiators question theirs.
He really did. What a great first map from Washed Up. I mean, they are on fire right now. They just have to keep this momentum going, and we could see a repeat of last week, the first game of the tournament, where Washed Up 4-0'd the Paradise Gladiators, and hopefully they're able to stop that from happening again, but Washed Up looks like they are on a roll, and they're not going to stop any time soon. So, Pear, we're going to cut to a quick break, and when we get back, we will continue with map 2, Hanamura. Welcome back, Overwatch fans. When we promise you a quick break, we mean a quick break, and it's almost time to get into Hanamura. We're going to let our teams choose their heroes, but we wanted to quickly recap what just happened in that first map. The compositions favored Washed Up. The ultimate advantages always seem to favor Washed Up. What didn't favor Washed Up?
I suppose the fact they don't have Lenyon, I guess. That's the only thing that they don't have that would just cement them as the best team to ever Overwatch. In all seriousness, that was phenomenal. Yanula and Naomi were fantastic on the healing, keeping their team alive. Genzo and Sailboat were free to click heads, and Takashika and SFJ, well, they're a very solid tank line at worst.
I completely agree, and I think the main difference maker was probably the Mercy that came out from Washed Up, simply because they had more consistent healing and they could pocket their Pharah, and if the Pharah went down, they could pocket somebody else. So they always had more consistent healing, which Lucio doesn't always tend to deliver on. You know, Lucio's kind of an awkward healer. I've never seen him give super consistent healing, but maybe I'm just not a good support player.
Yeah, maybe you've never escaped silver on support.
Fair enough.
We've seen May Reaper coming out for Paradise Gladiators.
Ooh,
they can get.
That's looking a little. That's new. May Reaper. We haven't seen that composition run so far, but they're also playing the Moira Lucio beside it. Oh man, they're not even going to get a chance to try out their new composition.
See, with the May Reaper, you've got nothing to challenge as far, so you have to try and just take an all-out fight on the ground and hope you can win out against the Ryan Zarya Ana. But Sailboat, well, actually Sailboat just dies, so this is a big chance for Paradise Gladiators. This is probably the best opportunity they'll get. They're fighting up on, but look at the poke Genzo can do. SFJ is getting pressure, but Genzo just stays in the sky, stays nice and healthy.
And that barrage is coming online. He's going to go for it from behind. Oh, but he doesn't get a chance! Ah, the
SFJ
diva
has no
assassination.
Shield and no life as Lenyon. He's going to go with the hammer as he always does. Does this man know he has a shield? I'd like to say no. There it is, though. And that is going to be off a single pick on Sailboat of an Icicle from Nemesis. Point A captured with good time on the clock for point B. Gladiators fighting back in.
So, Pear, where's your Sailboat carry? I don't see it yet.
He just wanted point B. It's more favourable for Tracer.
Sure, right. But he goes over to the McCree, so he's going to try to play further back, up on the high ground, try to get a good vantage point to pick down the attacking team. But May Reaper plays really well into the McCree, especially on this point, because it's such a close quarters. Oh! But the barrage, Genzo! Oh, you madman!
Lenyon laid down a massive shatter on the high ground, but Genzo just flew around and ignored everything he had to offer. That's an ace from Genzo.
Genzo,
that is a 6K.
Genzo decided he had enough of us pandering to his counterpart last week, and he wants to show that he knows what he's doing. And Genzo, my man, all I can say is you are a legend this round. And last round, too. Your Pharah plays off the charts. I mean, Paradise Gladiators can never get to cover. They can never find a vantage point where they can pick off the Genzo successfully for a push. And he's constantly pressuring, constantly, putting that poke damage on him and allowing his team the opportunity to follow up with some huge picks.
Takashikamo uses the grab and SFJ goes in swinging. He drops the hammer, picks Diva off. Lenyon then goes in with the charge, the blizzard used by Nemesis. Genzo now stuck in behind, isolated out from the rest of his team, but the boy stay healthy. He's got another barrage already as Lenyon makes his way onto the point. He'll take out Naomi. He'll get felled by Sailboat, though, who is starting to click heads from this high ground safely. I say that as he misses every shot he takes as he's going to try and finish off. Highlight on the retreat. He'll get that one. And then the flash and headshot onto Oddie.
Yeah, and that allows Washed Up to stabilize, but they never looked like they were going down during that fight. Not once during any of these fights, except, maybe if they lose, even then they kind of look like it was calculated, like it was something they had to do. So Washed Up is really getting better at stabilizing after some of these attacks, and that makes them all the more ready, especially when you've got 3 ultimates online compared to Paradise Gladiators. Sure, they're going to have 4, but maybe 6, depending on if the Moira can get hers
Genzo,
online. But
no.
Oh no, Genzo, not again. The Reaper found him out. But if he can assassinate the Reaper, he can get behind him again.
That's a big Genzo!
Oh, Genzo! 6K!
Hey!
A 6K from Genzo's barrage. Oh, man. I'm calling it right now. Genzo is our match MVP. There's no question about it.
We don't need to talk. We'll just watch Genzo's perspective and leave. I'm going to get out of my chair. everything that's happening is happening from Genzo. Lenyon was going up, he laid the shatter, SFJ used it, it was blocked, and then Genzo just appears, a wild Genzo out of the tall grass, and he just comes in and kills your entire Pokemon team.
Your entire Pokemon team! Alright, well, I think we're playing the wrong game, Pear. I think we're playing the wrong game.
Paradise Gladiators now on the point. Bomb in from Overwatch A5 takes out Genzo. That's a surefire way of getting rid of him. Sailboat used the Deadeyes. Now Oddie's going to start getting some work done. Lenyon swinging onto Tekashikimo, and Tekashiki go back to spawn. Overwatch A5 takes out Sailboat, and now Yanula just flying above the point. The beautiful, beautiful but sadly dead Angels. SFJ comes on with the ball purely to stall, and the Doomfist is in from Genzo. The Doomfist is promptly out from Genzo, though, as Nemesis gets hit by the sleep, but he is nice and healthy. Lenyon with an aggressive charge. He is antied up, but tell him that. Tekashikimo nearly builds up the graph there, as now Yanula can't even get on time, and they complete 2 points with 2:22 left and 2 6Ks. It's coming up twos.
It's coming up. We've got deuces everywhere. But you know what? I think that's perfectly fine, because Washed Up can potentially get point A and point B quicker, and even if we push it into extra rounds, you know, I think Washed Up just have a better chance of getting that defense and even the later offense just by using Genzo's Pharah and positioning her the way that they are. They're playing, and of course, we can't forget about the rest of the team. I mean, Yanula's Moira, and I believe they were playing Moira. I think I'm probably wrong about that. If I am, that's fine. I don't.
I think Anna. I think
it was Anna. Yeah. Okay, yeah, because they're running the same thing. So it was Yanula on Mercy and Yumi on Ana. They picked the two consistent healers, or the two consistent supports that you could possibly choose. And we're seeing Baptiste out from Audi on the Paradise Gladiators. Okay, for defense that makes sense, because they're also running double barriers, so they're going to just try to bunker up and wait, I guess. But you've also got Nemesis in the sky, so that's a bit of an odd choice. But you know what? I'm interested. I'm interested to see how it goes. They're running bunker against Sailboat's Tracer, so good for them. They're going to try it. Let's see if it works.
Genzo's also there.
Well, yeah, but Genzo's just Genzo. Genzo has no equal. He has no match. Oh, he's going to poke through there.
He's going to get pressured out, though. Why are you running? Just trying to keep tabs on him. He can't keep tabs on everyone. He's trying to take out SFJ here, the Reinhardt falling very low. He's got this good sight line to work with, but he's got so many targets. If he focuses on the Pharah, the Tracer will poke him down. The Tracer will not be poking him down anytime soon, though neither will the Pharah, for two different reasons. Partly because Sailboat has switched onto Widow, and the other part because Genzo just got killed. Sailboat now leveling up the Widow shots as Genzo just poking in damage onto the Sigma, forces the Kinetic Grasp out. It's going to go in, gets knocked around. Nemesis Concussive Blast doing so much, but he's going to find Lenyon. He'll just take out the main tank of Paradise Gladiators, and then he'll go in SFJ swinging for the hills. Genzo goes up to take the Pharmacy Jewel. He's going to
that's perfect! Well. Okay,
Highline.
And the Mercy can't go in for the res either, so she just has to back away or get killed, as she ended up doing, because it was so dangerous to dive in there and try to get that res. Especially when, even if you got that res, Nemesis would have been like the only person on the point. She would have had to retreat anyways. So a great call from Highline, just, you know, retreating, stabilizing with the rest of his team, and preparing for that point B defense. This is going to be where they make or break their attack. But Washed Up has 5.5 minutes and a few ults coming online that they'll be able to use to push through this. Of course, we can't sleep on the Paradise Gladiators, but SFJ is going to get Audi. Oh.
Why you takes out two, though, with the Deadeye? Nemesis also answering in. They can't take out as far. Well, Genzo can, because he's still kicking on his own. He's going to take out Highland with the direct rocket, and now Lenny is the last obstacle on this point. Him and Tekashikimo are the last people standing, but they can't fight this, and so they have to flee. Tekashikimo scuttling away with that high charge. He's going to get pulled back in, though. Beautiful from Lenny.
The stagger is going to be a little bit much to deal with. It's going to drain a few seconds off the clock. Not a huge deal, because they still are, you know, they have a 5-minute time bank to push with. But, you know, they're any seconds you can drain off trying to get Washed Up closer to that 2 minutes and 22 seconds mark is good. But what are they pushing in with? Okay, they have the barrage, so Genzo could get behind them and try to use that. Tekashikimo with the grab to pull them all together. And Yanel is going to have the Guardian Angel. I don't see I don't see a use for that, but he's not even going to need the barrage. He's going to take out Highline all by himself.
Yanula does get on start those Genzo goes into the barrage and gets found instantly. Doesn't get the ult off in time, but he's still going to fool Nemesis, getting some dominance in the sky, and boy, do Paradise Gladiators need it. Selbo kills YU, running his Widow skills coming through again, not to the extent that they were last week, though.
Yeah, the 2 headshots that he got.
Yeah, well, that's more than we've ever got. We've never got more than 1 within, 5 games.
Fair enough. And, it's a good thing that Genzo wasn't able to get that ult off, because it would have been completely negated and she'd be starting from that 0%, but you still have the ults online that you can use, and it's a full 6-stack. Oh, that was disappointing. Filthy Flux. What the
Filthy Flux.
What the Flux?
Sigma.
What the Flux
So
just
we're not
happened?
allowed to say bad words, we'll get demonetized.
Yeah, demonetized on Twitch when nobody's...
Yeah, we're not going to get partners, Spherno.
What?
We're not going to get Twitch affiliate if we keep on like this.
We're not going to get that Cheez It Grooves sponsorship that we so desperately
If we don't get the
want.
Cheez It Grooves, we're done.
It's yeah. Well, getting back to the game, Washed Up is pushing in with 5 ultimates compared to the Gladiators 3. So you're working with about half the ultimates, and they're coming in through the bottom. Nemesis found him out, but if Genzo can get a good place to get that barrage
Genzo
off,
gets one with Y.
and he gets but he's gonna be the one popping off.
Ooh.
Beautiful from Nemesis.
For when Genzo gets a few more kills, but he's just not finding any joy on this second point.
He really isn't, and now they're down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Paradise Gladiators really able to stabilize here on this point B. They're playing better.
The Wild Echo in its natural habitat, Nemesis.
Okay, but they swapped off of the Pharah, and the Pharah was working for them. So this last-minute comp change might cost them the point. I'm interested to see if it ends up being a problem for them, or if it ends up benefiting them in the long run.
That's the chicken now. He's going to take out YU
running. And he's got 2.
In onto Oddie, and now that is a fair Odyssey for you. Grab it in from Takashika. Just to finish off the last members, is now Nemini as well. Yeah, the Namabee's knees, but you won't be lasting too much longer if you please. He's going to fall to the beam of Takashiko, but not before taking out Selfboat with the focusing beam, and Lenyon gets roused up, but Genzo still in and still causing carnage on this Pharah. Going to take out the Immortality Field and then look for a kill onto Highline here. He's going to find it, but Oddie back with a vengeance, using the Amp Matrix to do so much damage through, and now there's only a minute and a half on the clock for the side of Washed Up.
Yeah, so, oh my gosh, my voice just had a seizure. That's okay. So we're seeing we're having a lot of composition swaps coming in from Washed Up, so they're resetting a lot of their ult charge. The Gladiators are going to start using Mei, which makes sense. It's a closer point. You want to build that Blizzard, try to get that crowd control for the final minute. Washed Up are kind of in panic mode right now because they have to get the full 100% in a minute and hope that they can still have enough time left over, but I doubt that they're going to, if they even manage to finish this. We have to see who wins this team fight. Genzo's poking. He's looking for something.
Oh, Lion's going to go with the pull, pulls a few M's together into the flux of Overwatch A5. Beautifully coordinated. No kill's going to come off it, though, as SFJ goes in with the pin. Sailboat's Deadeye answers onto Nemesis. He's got this beautiful high ground perch to work with, and then he's going to get killed, but not before he takes out Oddie. Now Genzo goes down with the Stormhounds, and SFJ goes in swinging, pinning the Sigma and finishing him off.
Yes, but we've seen this before. This is how that last fight went, because they got him, but they started staggering players onto the point just long enough to get the... Oh, they're almost done with the point. I was hoping they would stagger, and it looks like they're going to. They're going to try to stall.
Takashikimo with the graph.
Man, SFJ! Takashikimo! Wow. All right. Well, a really convincing... round 2. I had no idea what I was saying there, but a super convincing round 2. Paradise Gladiators are coming back. It's looking like they have an idea. They know how to counter Washed Up, which we saw a lot of their adaptations yesterday, and we know how good they're getting at adapting to these compositions. After our interview with Lenyon, he was talking about some of those new strategies and compositions that they're working on. So you notice how often the Gladiators make compositional swaps during these matches. It's
I did.
anything.
Yes.
Anything. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was waiting. I was like,
They changed when they needed to, and they profited from it in the long run. As now there's a minute on the clock. Try and capture as much at point A and then point B if they can for Paradise. No, not washed up. Sorry,
getting the teams mixed
late.
up.
It's because I don't have a little name. If I had names above them, I'd be really good, but I don't.
I have names above them. How late is it? How late is it over there? I've been meaning to ask.
Well, let's put it this way. If I said it was late and then said this time it isn't at all late, and I'll just look like an embarrassment. 6:45.
I mean, that's not that bad. I mean, you're not. I mean, yeah, 6:45. That's pretty late.
Yeah, very late. Thank
you. Okay, yeah. So you pay me, nah. But we're seeing a lot of the same compositions come out, except for Sailboat and Genzo. Sailboat's running the Soldier. He's coming out on the legs, and Genzo with the Hanzo.
Genzo, Hanzo sound very similar. Maybe they'll share some of their energies or something. I don't know. Nemesis is building up a lot of this barrage, just spamming in, because this is a composition that wants to play close. And whilst Tekashikimo can go up and challenge every now and then, he has to leave his team behind. And that's probably what resulted in Yanula falling to Odi, using the machine gun to finish him off. And now Nemesis pretty much has this barrage. Genzo is trying to take out Nemesis, but
Genzo goes down.
You just don't do that and survive.
That's so much ult charge that Nemesis has gotten from this first fight, enough to build up his barrage. So anybody who's trying to rejoin, are they going to touch? They're in overtime.
Touching, but,
I didn't even.
Much longer.
Oh no, Nemesis! He knew.
Why you running uses the Deadeye, finished off Naomi with it. Takashikimo answers onto Highline before he falls. SFJ gets the shatter off. He's not going to find anything off it though. Genzo, I've seen him win these. Tell a lie, I haven't. And Selbo.
Yeah, but this time no. Yes.
3 minutes and 8 seconds to hold point A. Can it happen?
Yeah, it's 3 minutes and 8 seconds to hold one tick. They only really need to get that first bit, or that first percentage tick, whatever you want to call it. My mind blanked. But I mean, Paradise Gladiators are coming back in this series. They don't want this to be a repeat of last week when they got 4-0'd. It was the first time that we saw any of these teams play, and they did pretty good.
It was a good match between these two, but it'll be a very different tone this time, as this will probably end up being 1-1 into half-time. But we can't count our chickens before they hatch from their eggs.
Well, in this case, I'm perfectly willing to count those chickens, because think about how quickly Paradise Gladiators took that first point in their first attack round, and they had about the same time bank. I think it was 4 minutes that you start with, and they're working with about the same time bank, so there shouldn't be any question that they can or cannot take this point, especially since they only have one tick that they actually need to get. And of course, we're not seeing really any compositional changes except Genzo back on the Bara. He needs to get that Sky dominance against Nemesis. He needs to push into the choke or shoot into the choke. And but Sailboat goes down. Sailboat, no. That's this. Okay, Yanela's going to get him back up, but meanwhile, you're not pocketing your mercy, so...
There's going to be no rest for later fight as SFJ gets booped into the members of Paradise Gladiators. They may be leaving that one sooner rather than later. Genzo just spamming down at these shields, but he's not finding any real meaningful damage. Nemesis, however, has already found plenty of that, having picked off Selva early on. Genzo goes on an aggressive flank. The Immortality field is down, so he can't actually kill anyone whilst that is placed as SFJ. Goes in with a tentative hammer swing now and then. He's built up 3/4 of his ultimate, but his shield is getting cracked like an egg. Sailboat pressuring shields as well as Genzo looking for Nemesis in the sky, not finding him, and now the amplification matrix is down from Odi. What can they do with this? Well, Lenny can die with it out. That's an option. He falls critically low, but the Immortality field keeps him healthy, and Nemesis, he's done it again. He's found Sailboat early on, but no, the kill's coming the other way. Genzo uses the barrage, SFJ shattered in as well. And that is flipped on a dime, but at what cost?
Honestly, not a super high cost. I mean, you've got 3 ultimates that you used, but the Gladiators they let their guard down with that fight. They got the pick and they thought, it was time to move in, and Washed Up finally had some ults online that they could use. Nemesis has got his barrage, though, and these Pharah barrages have been absolutely insane. Plus, they have so much more time than Washed Up did to plan and attack. So let's watch Nemesis as he gets into position for the barrage, and he doesn't get anybody. Oh, that's disappointing.
Huge mate from takes achievement and launches the bomb up over the top, slides it off the roof and onto Lenion's head, and he'll die to the explosion from that. Is they couldn't do this, could they?
Are they really about to draw this map? That's the possibility that they have to look at now. Is that Paradise Gladiators have gone from 3 minutes to 1 minute left, and I mean, can they still realistically push into it? Because look at the ults that are online. I mean, sure, Paradise Gladiators has that one ult advantage, but Washed Up has all the cover to work around.
Picks up SFJ, he's going to get healed up by the Coalescence, but no, he's going to fall and Nemesis will answer as well. Sailboat pops the tactical visor, the last-ditch attempt to find anything, but there is no love for him. Genzo kick around the choke, he's going to take out one, but he is the one who chokes his final breath. And after some delay, the Gladiators take map 2.
Yeah, and you know, we kind of saw it happening. They managed to clutch it out in the last final moments of that fight. For a second there, it was kind of worrying me though, because you know they looked like they were dropping a little bit.
This is just disgusting. This play, it's just filthy. There's no other words for that one there. Good performances from both sides, but the Gladiators just that little bit better.
Yeah, completely agree. Absolutely. Gladiators coming out on top. Like I said, they're looking to make this weekend a lot better than the first week, because the first week was kind of devastating for them. They only played one game and they ended up losing, and now they're on a winning streak right now. They won their first game yesterday, and now they're looking to take the second game. But we're going to go on a quick break. I'm going to go ahead and update our scores, and we will see you guys with map 3 Dorado right after this break. Welcome back, Overwatch fans, to map 3. Post halftime of this game, it's in the second half. Both teams are up 1-1 after some pretty good performances on their respective maps. Paradise Gladiators looking to come back in this series, washed up, looking to keep Paradise Gladiators in their spot. Just remember, guys, to stick around after the game because the winning team, we will have an exclusive interview with one of their players. You guys don't want to miss that. But let's talk about map 2 because Hanamura, that was a wild ride. Pharah's ulting everywhere. McCree's shooting people out of the sky, and even an appearance of the legs.
I mean, I'm just looking at the moon, and I'll be entirely honest with you.
Why Yanula?
It's got the horizon details on it down there. Well, that was kind of cool. But yes, Hanamura, that was quite the experience. We saw Pharahs, we saw soldiers, we saw Genzo of 2 6Ks, but at the end of the day, the Gladiators came out on top. So, don't know what to expect as we move on into Dorado.
I think I have a bit of an idea. Let's go over to our stream and watch this. We've got Hydros coming in as a substitution for Overwatch A5. Paradise Gladiators love switching up their off tank. It's like a pastime hobby of theirs. But the Ashe and the Widow. So we've got two relatively hit scan heroes versus Nemesis on the Pharah. So they're gonna try to shoot that Pharah out of the sky as best as they can.
They want every gun they have to fire on this Pharah, but if all the pressure's going there, they're going to lose the ground war eventually. As Sailboat clips Pharah's wings, but he stays nice and healthy. Tekka Shikamo is now on the Orisa, and SFJ on the Sigma. Didn't think I'd be seeing this one, but it's Genzo making the difference early on, picking off Oddie, and now he's in on a bit of a flank. And why are you running? He decides his time to shine, or maybe it's Sailboats, as we know he's got a pretty potent winner. He's just won the winner duel. He's going to nearly kill Highline here. The Mercy going incredibly low for the side of Paradise Gladiators. Nemesis, he's not going to have too much life left, and if he keeps on dying like that, he's going to survive, though, and take out Genzo, winning the duel against the Ashe. But there's kills going both ways. Oddie dies for the second time this fight. He was rezzed up by Highline. SFJ's in the fuck, so Nemesis has got no healing at the moment. He's going on 61 health and a dream. Sailboat trying to control these sight lines. He's trying to look for why you're running position. He just can't find him, though. Hydros gets hit by the anti-lane. He's got to play safe, drops a new shield, but it's SFJ starting to get some kills going. He finds one onto Lenyon, but it's Nemesis answering straight back. No one can lead, although Nemesis goes aggressive with the barrage and finds no joy from that one. A Flux comes in, catching two, but Genzo doesn't need the Flux to find kills. 3 final blows. SFJ is going to take one as well. Now it's just the tanks left brawling.
And now
SFJ
they're finally able to push up. Great attack. They finally got past that choke point, and once you get past that choke point, the Widow duel? And Sailboat is taken out by Why Are You Running? That's, I still haven't seen your Sailboat carry pair. I'm still waiting for it.
You wait. It will be funny when it happens, I'm sure, as the infrasites are traded. Why are you running? Just looking for an angle, but Nemesis, he's been hit by the dynamite and he's very painfully burning alive now. The Widows are dueling yet again, and Genzo's going to go up in the face of the snipers. Jump shots in the
no, Sailboat!
Why are you running, you monster?
Well, I know exactly why he's running.
Aha, not heard this joke before, as he's just going to keep on firing in. Oh, this is some potent Widowmaker tonight.
Yeah, but of course we can't sleep on the rest of their teams. Meanwhile, we're completely ignoring this ground battle happening down there. It's absolutely insane, and Sailboat finally gets the pick that he's looking for.
Apart from it's Genzo who does it. Just res back up. Nothing is important. Genzo, though, he's not done killing yet, as he's going to pick up 3. Hydro's going low to the pressure of the Ashe off of the high ground. He's going to get pulled off it, though. Just going to go with the normal non-snipey gun there. I don't know what you'd call that one.
A rifle? A rifle?
A rifle.
it's that non-snipery thing.
The non-snipery thing is not what Sailboat is using. He's using all the distance he can get.
Is that
pick up Why Are You Running with it?
Is that just a British casting thing? Sideshow can't figure out what Tracer's pulse pistols are called, and you can't figure out what Ashe's rifle's called. Is that a British thing?
I think it's just an idiot thing, to be honest. And never needed a fool for poking the sidelines. Why are you running answers back then? He goes after Genzo, but he is falling low. Very low. Bob is used in that fight as Rayuan goes down. I can spectate the rest of them, but this Widow duel is fascinating. We've got two snipers versus two snipers, a Mercy pocket. What happens on the car? It's just not as cool.
I don't know. Watching Tekashikimo on the Orisa, pretty interesting to me. But we've got Genzo on the Ashe being pocketed by a Mercy. How often do we see an Ashe being pocketed by a Mercy as a main pick? I mean, for the longest time, Ashe wasn't even completely viable in this competitive play. Or at least in the... Oh, but he has slept out of it.
Underneath the flux. Wayuani goes up into Genzo's face, and Kenzo, please stop it. They have families. He's going to pick up 3. He's now looking for the mech of Lenin, and it's going to fool the baby diva, now the last thing standing on the front line at least, as Hydros has forced her back all the way out.
Yeah, that was such a fast retreat, but they didn't really have a choice. They were getting pressured down so friggin' much, and now the ultimate advantage rests squarely with Washed Up. They've got Bob trying to get that point presence. And of course, the Analyst Guardian Angel paired with that Infrasight, Bob with the Infrasight, and Sailboat is going to work, but not before Genzo can get the picks that he wants.
And that's that. I mean, that is the Sailboat show starting to get up and running. Genzo, of course.
Wait.
Yes.
You call it the Sailboat show, even though Genzo was the one who got like 50 final blows.
Well, we get to enter the Gen zone, so saw a bit of it on Hanamura.
I'm done.
It's two snipers working in tandem, really.
Yeah, 2 snipers and Genzo with the Ashe.
Yeah, Mercy, my preferred sniper of choice when I'm playing Overwatch.
No. Just no.
Just no.
Yeah, just no. I don't...
That's
what
not
else?
pretty much everything we do. I say something dumb and you shut me down.
There's a reason. You call Mercy a sniper.
You don't need to hurt my feelings like this, but it's cool. I can't believe you do this to me. I'm getting a divorce.
Well, it was fun while it lasted, but in any case, that was a really fast push from Washed Up, and it's time to see if the Paradise Gladiators can match it, but they have a bit of a tall order ahead of them.
They do. It's got to be a fast completion, and they're going to be running the dive into 2 snipers. Nemnes must be feeling brave, as Sailboat and the other DPS for Washed Up are doing lots of work.
All right, we're seeing Nemesis out on the Pharah and the Tracer to match. They are going full dive, so dive versus double barrier. I think the double barrier may have a bit of an advantage here just because they can bunker down a lot easier, and there's a lot of squishy heroes on dives, so Sailboat has some pretty easy targets to choose from.
Lenin's mech not particularly squishy, but is particularly not alive as it gets pressured down, and oh, there's a sick
wow, the snap to that shot.
Tekashikimo finishes off Highline. Yumi does get fell, but rezzed immediately back up by Yanula. Now Nemni's going in after Genzo, a foolish plight, especially as Sailboat is there to cover his angles, and it's the Tracer who feels the wrath of the cowgirlers. Now Nemni's is forced back to spawn.
Cowgirl. I've never heard Ashe referred to as a cowgirl. Nemesis is out on the Echo. All right, Paradise Gladiators playing their signature Echo.
No fun.
No fun? Oh, come on, Nemesis. Man, we wanted to see the Echo. Genji's just as good, though. Nemesis has a good Genji.
Now, Hydros goes in aggressively on low health. Is he going to even be able to sustain through the damage that's coming in? Now, Nanoboost is going to keep him nice and healthy as Yanula gets pressured down. Nemesis now joining in the kill feed with 2. Any more for you there, good sir? Are you satisfied with that? No, he wants Sailboat, decided that he's going to take out his opponent carry, but then leaves him. Humanity got to him. He decided to have some ethics as Lenyon less so, as he'll finish off the Widow.
Yeah, and now 5 minutes to push to point B to add a little bit more time on the bank. They just have to have a flawless push. But Nemesis, ooh, he gets saved last minute. Almost would have been a devastating loss early on in that fight and would have set them back quite a few seconds.
Yeah, losing Anemones, he is fast, but losing anyone is going to hurt. As now Sailboat is onto his own McCree, deciding that Widow's not quite the life he wants to lead, and he's going to go over to the Cowboy, to the to Genzo, to Genzo's Ash, really. The old Route 66 crew back into business as SFJ goes in with the flux, lifts up a few members, drops them down, waves hello, but really it's goodbye. Sailboat goes in on highline and finishes him off. Then he goes up to pressure, but he's going to get hit by the accretion and then get demeched. And then Baby Diva is puny in comparison to Sigma as gets finished off. I don't know where that aggression came from.
Neither do I. Neither do I. But it looks like Washed Up are going to get a chance to stabilize here on point B, and really, really soon into point B too. Like, they're playing really far forward just because Gladiators weren't able to push all that far. So now Gladiators are in just that much more of a position where they have to push, especially when you've got 5 ults coming online for the Gladiators. They're going to have the advantage there, but Washed Up has the geometry, they have the buildings they can play their ults around that the Paradise Gladiators just don't have access to.
Dive can up to and Genzo gets stuck.
Oh,
Why are you running?
Genzo! Poor Genzo. But why are you running is looking to be a pretty good tracer for him.
Yep, Yanua is popping the valve but getting pressured down as Hydros goes in with the Tesla cannon, taking out Takashikomo's Orisa. I'm going to keep on changing that name every time I say it. Is now Nemesis. He has the blade. He has the nano. He has no reason to fear. He takes out 1. He takes out 2. He's slicing. He's dicing. A 3rd. Can he get a 4th onto SFJ? He can't quite as well. He takes the final blow, but Nemesis. Woo.
Man, that was a ride. Genzo didn't stand a chance, and neither did the rest of his team, but Nemeni's really coming online on this Genji. I mean, maybe it's a good thing that he didn't go for the Echo. Maybe it's a good thing that he chose this instead.
Genzo now on the Reaper, though. A slightly more unorthodox pick, given the way the meta has shifted, but with the dual shotgun to do so much damage against the tanks. But getting anti will not help him. The Flux is certainly not going to help the Gladiators, as they're going to lose a mech and a Genji to that one. Highline gets rocked out, the shield falling perilously low, pulling an SFJ. He's just going to press M1. Sailboat with 3 final blows there. Pulse is in from why are you running?
Okay. Kind of futile, I guess. That's unfortunately kind of a waste of an ult because, I mean, not only are the rest of your team having to reset their ultimates, but now that you've used yours, one of the only few assets that you had, I mean, I guess now that you've swapped off, it's perfectly fine because they're just trying to burn that ult so that they weren't wasting it. But Paradise Gladiators, almost a full compositional reset. The only person staying the same, or the only 2 people, are Adi and Lenyon, keeping their respective heroes. But that means that Washed Up is going to be so far ahead in the ult game. Gladiators don't really stand a chance in that regard. Oh, does it catch anybody? It catches SFJ!
And now Hydros can go and aggressively. Nemesis finds one as well, and Genzo trying to kill for all he is worth. Naomi fools. Why are you running? And Nemesis lighting up the kill feed at the end. The point C is the payload's going to round this corner here. Just about now, I'm sure, and this will be final fight territory. They're not going to be quicker, but they'll be comparatively fast.
Such a beautiful play from Lenyon. Get this man the gold medal. He really deserved it for that play. That Diva Bomb coming over the top caught SFJ completely off guard, and the rest of the Gladiators could easily collapse around him. But coming into this next fight, we're seeing ults starting to come online for the Gladiators, and they're using them. Washed Up, it doesn't have a chance.
Wow. Nemesis falls, and they'll take a Shikamo to finish off the Baby Diva. SFJ, he is going to fall to a fast track.
Man.
Oddly used the nano boost onto Lenyon there, and whilst Lenyon's good, he is a main tank by trade, not an off tank, and it's probably not an optimal scenario for anyone to be in.
No, it really isn't, but they can't exactly trade positions because both of them have their ults coming online. They have to use the ult charge because you've got a minute 43, meaning that even if they do finish this map, they're not going to have nearly as much time to push. They have the ults to push in with, but you know, your support ult's going to be slightly superior to all of those DPS ults that you can use, DPS and tank ults.
Now Takashikomo's mech falling low while and doing so much damage, and Nemesis in with the blizzard, gets Naomi with the freeze, but the rally is keeping him so healthy, not succumbing to any of that damage, as now it is Genzo. Okay, Genzo's dead, not quick enough there. Paris Hydros, he now has the shatter. Can he lay it down? He's holding onto it for now. Just about a minute on the clock. Sailboat goes in with the flashbang. Genzo coming back for his one now. Sailboat, can he find anything? He cannot. The Reaper stepping out, gets shattered instantly by Hydras and then knocks him off with a point. Can Genzo even get back and have any effect on this fight? SFJ lays down his shatter and takes out his opposing Reinhardt, but he'll fall to Lennion. Nemesis protected by a defensive matrix using that primary fire, just try and freeze up all that he can. Why are you running with the Deadeye? And Naomi's going to feel that one in his bone. Why are you running? Picks up 3 final blows, makes that a 4th onto Yanula, and with 38 seconds on the clock,
they finally make it. Whew.
Why are you running? Just popping off at the end, and we're going into extra innings on Dorado.
Yeah, and a confirmed map 4 that we are going to need no matter who pulls out the win here. I mean, we have to find, we have to determine that 3-1 winner. We're not going to see a 4-0. Disappointing for both teams. I know. But it's perfectly fine. That was such a good round. You know, Washed Up had to keep throwing members onto the point, trying to stall where they could, but, I mean, it just didn't work.
At the end of the day, all that was left was rubble, as now Palace Gladiators do not have a lot of time on the clock. They've got 2 minutes 15 seconds less than the side of Washed Up, so whatever they do, they've got to do it quickly. And Genzo, he's on his Farah.
Yeah, meaning he's going to be shutting down a lot of these ground plays for him. Why Are You Running is going to be bringing out the McCree or the legs, you know, bringing out something hit scan, because Genzo does make a habit of playing those up in the sky kind of heroes. So, you know, you kind of know, bring out something hit scan. You know, Why Are You Running making an interesting choice with the legs though? Or McCree. They keep swapping between them. We don't know which one he's going to choose.
Fortunately not. Genzo going aggressive, but Lennon could end him with a well-placed hook here. The pull doesn't quite catch him, and neither does the hook, unfortunately, though, as they're going to scuttle back to spawn and change up what they're running back to this dive comp that proved so effective on their first attack. With only 45 seconds, they got to do their dive faultlessly.
Yeah, they have to enact that dive against the double barrier comp, which is already extremely hard, and now that you're also working against the clock, it's almost an impossible situation that you've worked yourself into here. So you've got a few choices for how you're going to work this, and it looks like Nemesis is going to help start pushing them back, but they're just going to regroup at the choke point and hold them there. And Genzo's going to rain in the background.
Who's he going after next? Nemesis steps into his crosshair. A fool's mistake, my friend, as Genzo just spamming down at Why Are You Running. He can't even get back from spawn safe. Now 7 seconds on the clock. Can they make anything work? Nano is in onto Hydros, gets hit by the accretion. Can he find any value? He goes in onto Sailboat in the backline, finishes him off. He looks for Yanula as his next target. Just out of range of that tickle gun, unfortunately. Uses the leap to get over and take him out, though. Genzo has the barrage. Can he use it? Yanula is down, so it's going to be much more tricky for him. Lennion pressures him down to his dying breath, almost. 63 health remains for this DPS. Now Takashikimo getting caught up in the corner. Why are you running with the pulse bomb to finish him off with all things? And they're going to capture point A.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't expect it to happen. A minute to push it, and they made it all the way to point A. But do you really think that they can do it in point B? Because even on the final, or even on the last attack that they had, this was the point where Washed Up stabilized, and this was where they held him for a fight. So all they have to do is push him off the cart one time, and this round is over. And then you've got 3.5 minutes. He almost went down.
Yeah, nearly answering on to Genzo before the round even begun. It's the Nano Blade, I believe, or just a regular blade from him, and he's just as good. He's going to back round the corner. Doesn't get any value out of that ultimate, though. Hydros goes in with the primal. Can he get some work done going after Sigma? Genzo gets slapped through his barrage. Flushes in from SFJ, though. This could be big. Finishes off Highline in the backline, and that might be all they need. No healings remaining as Nemesis gets taken out. A sick flick of the rest with that accretion. And now Washed Up know what they need to do.
Yeah, they have their plan. They have to enact it, and they have to enact it now. They have to basically push all the way to point B, which, with the way that the Gladiators are playing, might not be the easiest thing to do. So we'll see how they deal with this situation here.
It's going to be a tricky round, this one. It makes or breaks. If the Glads win, they can go into map 4 knowing they can't lose. And that would be big, considering the fact they got dominated on the pole.
Yeah, I mean, in either case, in any case, however this goes, neither team is going to go into this final map knowing that they have absolutely lost. I mean, there's a chance for a draw. There's always a chance for a draw no matter which team takes this map. And the team that wins this map is just going to be a little bit more motivated to keep going because they're going to want to cement that win and not walk away with the draw.
No, and Sailboat, I want to see it, but his tanks are changing up every 2 seconds. We don't know what they're running. It's dive now. Was bunker the last second? Will it be dive? Will it be bastion? Could be bastion.
It looks like they're playing protect the president pair. They're going to be playing Orisa with the or Torb, a non-meme Torb pick. I'm ready to see it.
Oh, he's on Naomi's head already.
Oh no!
Beautiful shot, and that's going to slow down Washed Up an unfathomable amount as they can't stabilise without the healing from their Ana. Now Genzo, though, he can do just as much damage himself, thank you, and he doesn't need a quite one-hit sniper to do that much as Hydra is forced to drop down off this high ground. The spawn being so much closer for Naomi is going to benefit Washed Up in the long run. As now Genzo is on the flank, chucks in the dynamite, burns a couple of members. Hydra is one of those affected, goes to the pull, gets SFJ, but the shield keeps him nice and safe. Accretion is missed as Nemesis just playing as far back as he can. He's trying to break down these shields, trying to help his team win this barrier war, but with the Torb turret being so oppressive with its sightline, that could be easier said than done. Turret is falling incredibly low though, Sailboat heals it back up, but why are you running? He doesn't need a turret to take out his opponents. He's going to dome the second support of the round.
Aw, man, that's perfect from Why Are You Running, coming in clutch with that fight, because it looked like it was about to be a lost point for the Gladiators, and especially once Ashe caught both of their tanks, that dictated that they put that many more resources into keeping their tanks up, but it ended up paying off, because while they were too busy working down those tanks, Why Are You Running was working magic in the background.
Sailboat has re-entered the fray this time as Widowmaker, and Why Are You Running? He's got the Emperor sight, so he's going to have a huge advantage in this duel. Pull comes in, they can't quite finish up Naomi, and Oddie, of all people, is going to take out the opposing Widow. Now Why Are You Running has this glorious long sightline to mess with, but Lemonese, he'll just get up close and personal, take out Genzo's bot. That's an ultimate out of the equation. Any more for any more of this fight? They're still investing, they're still pushing in here, Washed Up. Just taking this space, and that is a dangerous pull with the Flux in as well from Lenyon. That's the wrong Sigma, as Why Are You Running? He's going to kill Yanula for the second time in this fight. A minute on the clock. Could they?
Yanula keeps doming him, or keeps getting domed, so unfortunate. But they're going to have to keep trying because they have a minute left and they have to push it through point A and point B. But you know what? They're working with the same kind of time clock that Paradise Gladiators had around this point, so maybe it's possible. But the way that they're looking right now, especially with ult advantages kind of going both ways, you're going to have a few ults online from either side to work with. Gladiators, as the defenders, have the map layout to work with as well. They have that geometry that they can play around.
Sailboat. He's done it. He's won the Widow draw, and that's going to be good news. Highline uses the transition.
Oh,
Now he just
grab somebody.
Highline's going to be keeping everyone nice and safe as SFJ gets the nano boost. Yanula gets the press onto Naomi. That could be huge as SFJ goes and poking on this off angle, looking for anything he can to deal with the members of the Paradise Gladiators, but it's the opposing tanks that are getting the damage done. Lane and Hydra is coming through in the late stage to fight, and Why Are You Running? We enter the Riddler duel with a passion, picking out Sailboat, and then Naomi. Why not? You got a third for us, Why Are You Running? Maybe he does, Nevenese certainly does. Sailboat is now onto the Tracer, trying to stall in SFJ, doing all of the damage he can, taking out Nemenese. Yanula's keeping him up. He's going to find Highline as well. Why Are You Running? Eventually dispatches off the Sigma, but Sailboat's in on the fray, going to be very hard to hit for any member. SFJ gets the res, and suddenly Washed Up could be fighting through this. Lenyon uses the Flux, it picks up a good few members. He's going to get felled by Sailboat though. Take him out, negates the entirety of that Flux ultimate as Genzo's going to take out the Baptiste, and suddenly, incredibly, Washed Up have won this fight. Just about. I'd like to call my chips on that one, as Hydros isn't going to last too much longer, and at the death they're going to cap point A, and now it's overtime to point B.
They needed that more than they needed life itself. They had to stay on that point, and they succeeded. The work from their tanks, the sustain coming in from their tanks and their supports, allowing the DPS to come back into the fight and rejoin the battle when they needed to get the picks that allowed them to come through. Just shows you how clutch both of these teams can be. And Washed Up is just extremely clutch. The Pulse Bomb, Sailboat's looking for somebody to use the Pulse Bomb on. He has to find a pick with it. That's going to open the door wide open. If he can't, though, you're pushing in overtime and the ult advantage for Paradise Gladiators that, well, doesn't exist. Is he going to get it? He got some M&Es! He gets some M&Es!
Big. That's a lot of the damage gone, and now it's rounding this final corner. Sailboat goes in aggressively, and now the fight breaks out. SFJ with a big flux, and they get off the point. Washed
finally
up.
Get it. 5 points to 3, coming in clutch at the last minute. That Tracer, Sailboat's Tracer, absolutely fantastic. That was a pleasure to observe.
This is 3 plays in a row for Genzo as Farah for the record. Just been that dominant on it. There's some taking out Oddie, and he's going to deal with the rest of the team in this clip, I'm sure. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, honestly, probably the most beautiful thing I can possibly think of. But that means we are going on to a map 4, and it's looking like Paradise Gladiators have some work cut out for them. They have to find that final map. Otherwise, they're going to lose to Washed Up, no question. But we're going to cut to a quick break while we get our players ready for the 4th map. Remember to stick around after the final map because we are going to have an interview from either Genzo of Washed Up or Lenyon of the Paradise Gladiators, depending on which team wins. We will see you guys then. Adieu. Welcome back, everybody. That was a bit of a longer wait than we expected, but of course, technical issues happen. So, we are excited to be back to do map 4, King's Row. Hybrid maps are always fun to watch, and we haven't seen too many of them go super excitingly, so it'll be great to see these two close match teams take a stab at it.
Yep, as we are moving on to the Alderworth Hotel map, this is the by far most important building. We're seeing some weird stuff coming out. We have the Paradise Gladiators taking first attack.
Yeah, it's looking like some of these compositions are a little odd. Lenyon may be running the Roadhog, hopefully. I want to see him run the Roadhog, but I wonder if he'll swap off. Alternatively, or on the other side of things, we've got the Brig versus Lucio battle. We're going to see that duel going on here, see which one benefits their team a little bit better. And of course, Lenyon's going over to the Diva. Well, the change in their composition. How am I supposed to cast this?
By talking about what happens, and what is happening is that Nemesis is on this May. He's going to be looking for a big wall here to really win a fight almost instantly if you can isolate a member of the opposing team as they begin their dance around this statue. Nemesis uses the wall. They're just going to speed boost into this little room over to the side. Oddie going dangerously low, but he'll back up. And now they can go anywhere. They can go around. They just come out here. Okay, out comes Hydros with the shield. And now Tekashikimo to meet them. The wall is in from Nemesis, splitting off a couple of members. Tekashikimo uses the fortified to stay healthy, but the answer is definitely going to help cut him down to size as now the pick is in front of the attackers, and Hydros going to take out Naomi with the fire strike, and Nemesis going a little bit spicy. DPS though, Nemesis of Sailboat and Genzo can always get work done, but not when they're hounded down to the ends of the earth by the opposing team, and lightning fast attack.
Yeah, I don't think that could have gone any faster even if they wanted to. Are we seeing Washed Up actually washed up this map? Coming off of that week 1 victory, it looked like they were the most dominant team in this group, but they're slowly losing that traction a bit. I mean, I know they won the last map, but even that didn't look super confident, so Paradise Gladiators have to take a tactical retreat back to the payload. They were trying to play really far forward, and this is going to give Washed Up a chance to move up and catch them in this choke.
Huge wall from them, and he's splitting off the tanks, but Hydros gets for his boots and gets felled by the Peacekeeper. No peace in this battle, however, a Sailboat now looking for some more work, and it's a swift disengage from the members of Paradise Gladiators. They can't fight down a main tank.
No, definitely not. Now they've been pushed all the way back to their spawn. They have to give a little bit of ground up, especially because man, the Flux doesn't find any value though. So this
ults are happening everywhere.
Okay, they're looking to make space.
They are Paradise pushing forward aggressively to this corner. Hydros has the shatter. It's going to be hard to land it against 2 shields, but he's just going to walk through anyway. Doesn't find any luck. He gets the nano boost. He's not going to fall anytime soon, but it's whether he can fell the opposing team. The wall is used from Nemesis. Doesn't split anyone off, though. It's now the nano boost in onto SFJ. Can he do some damage? Going to use the Dragon Strike, and there's a pull into it from Tekashikimo and Lucio's both down. Blizzard in from Nemesis. The amount of damage that's going to do is going to be devastating, especially with why he running, picking up 2 headshots in a row, flashing down Yanula. And now 5 minutes on the clock for C.
Yeah, I mean, can you really get any more time on the clock for this point? This point usually ends up being the fastest point in the game, and they have the most amount of time that they could possibly wish to have to finish it.
Yeah, they've got 5 minutes on the clock. They're going to have at least 5 fights into this, and why you're running the hot hand that he's had, that's going to be helpful. But Genzo, he's going to come out a little bit more effectively this fight, picking off Highline in the back line, and now everything's going mighty fine, at least for now, for Washed Up as they pressure Gladiators back to their spawning. Genzo is still going in with these greedy shots. If he gets found out by a stray icicle from Nemesis, that could be devastating.
Yeah, but Washed Up desperately needed that attempt to restabilize because Paradise Gladiators haven't let off the gas pedal, and it doesn't look like they're about to now either, with Naomi going down in Sailboat and SFJ also following. Paradise Gladiators are going straight through this point without a care in the world.
Why you only got 3 kills in that fight there? You might get a fourth, yet 4 final blows. Now Sailboat, he has to use the Deadeye. The beat is in from Naomi. Can anything make any difference? Then he gets the nano boost. SFJ gets stunned to the ground. Sailboat finds Highline, but it might be too little too late as Lenyon, nano boosted, bomb up in the sky. 3 minutes 55.
Wow.
It doesn't come faster than that.
It honestly does not. The Paradise Gladiators speeding through that point faster than we've seen a team complete a hybrid map in a very, very long time. I mean, I don't remember the last time that we saw a team finish with nearly 4 minutes on the clock. So if they're forced into extra rounds, which by the looks of things may not happen, then they're going to have a huge time bank to push it with. This is the match you guys want to see. And remember, whatever team wins the map, we will be getting a post-show interview with their one of their players, so you guys don't want to miss that.
You do not. As now, Paradise Gladiators, they like the wacky defense. We saw it on Eichenwald yesterday, we saw it in Hollywood last week. They like to do something a little bit crazy on defense. Whether they'll be bringing that out this time is a completely different matter, as it's going to be a more sensible, I feel, Orisa Sigma setup. Play far back, poke up the competition, but one Merson? Man, I want to say man, I wanted to say person. I fused them together. It's Genzo on this Pharaoh pick. White Line's going to have a bad time trying to deal with him.
You wanted to say man, it came out Merson. There's Genzo. Perfect.
Yeah,
I love the lead off there. It was perfect.
Most valuable Merson.
We're watching Genzo bringing out the Pharah again. They want to attack, and Sailboat with the Widow. So they're both playing the heroes that we know they're good at, the heroes that we know they can try to get picks with. They just have to make it work, and they have to push faster than the Gladiators did, which doesn't seem entirely possible at the moment.
It's going to be a faultless attack to even really compete, and Hydra is falling low early on as a decent start, but there's no conversion, so there's no real benefit at the moment, as now SFJ goes in through the hotel, so this will be their favoured rotation. In on the back line, a 2-man anti comes through. Why Are You Running is low and separate, and SFJ gives up his team to go for him, misses the fire strike, and now he's in no man's land, and then he's back to spawn. Very quickly finished off. It's bought a lot of space for his team, but that space is useless if you've got no one to really claim it with, as that's just sloppy from SFJ, getting kill hungry there, and now
it is
Gladiators can stay by.
Especially since as a Reinhardt he moved so far forward, the rest of his team wasn't even on the point yet. So he was oh man, yeah, they losing. You're gonna get the res off, but does it really matter at this point? I mean, your Reinhardt is finally making it back, but look at how far behind the tank ultimates are. You know, almost 10%.
Sailboat finishes off Hydros, and now Genzo can see Highline in the back there. He wants to try and take him out, but it's not safe enough for him to do so. So Tekashikamo will instead be joining him and trying to harrow down the members of the front line. There's no one on the point. Genzo finally finishes off Highline's Sailboat. He has the sights. He can see everything. Walls are no obstacle for him now, as he's going to look for a shot, maybe onto this Orisa here. Going to hit it. Tekashikamo now really lasering down people in the choke, but there's going to be no contest coming through. It's not feasible. It's not valuable to do so. Almost. It's going to be aggressive push in from SFJ there with the charge, and washed up. They got to be careful.
Yeah, they really do, especially since they didn't capture that point with as much time as the Paradise Gladiators did. So even though they're working with a very similar time bank, they still have at least 1 to 2 less fights that they're able to get in comparatively. So the Gladiators are just going to need to play a little bit more passively, but manage to make that defense work. It might pay off in the long run, but Genzo's got his barrage, and Genzo with a barrage is never a good sign for the enemy team.
Scary thought just to commentate it as SFJ goes in swinging aggressively, doesn't need a barrage, and Genzo won't be getting to use his. He's found out by Why Are You Running. Sailboat finishes him off as well, and SFJ has to go back in, but never knees. Hello, here's another Reinhardt. Gets slept up though, and the shatter comes in onto him. Solo shattering a duplicate, is it worth it? Especially not when he'll build his up almost instantly. Nemesis uses the sticky bombs to take out Yanuna, and now SFJ. He's got to retreat. Genzo poking and damage from afar, but they can't fight this. Not here, not now.
Yeah, I mean, okay, SFJ prevented Nemesis from getting the value with his ultimate on the with the shatter, but he did end up wasting his ult.
So
Sailboat is on fire.
No, Ollie's just challenging him. This is a foolish thing to do. There's no way you'll survive this one favourably, as that's going to be big.
Oh man!
When we said Sailboat was the carry, we mean when he does stuff like this. We know the real carry for the side of Washed Up is Lanyon.
Wait, what?
I said what I said. No,
Okay.
Nemesis is getting pressured out here. You can't walk into a Genzo. If a Nemesis dies to a Genzo and no one hears it, does he really die then? That's the real question. As point B is capped, 4 minutes 20 left, and you know what that means, Spherno. Got a lot of time on the clock.
It does, but they're also not going to finish with the same time bank that the Gladiators did. In fact, they might not finish at all. The Gladiators could set up a really nice defense here, especially since this is an easier point to get that defense on. You have the sightlines for the Widow, you have the space for Genzo to work in, the barrage comes out and it finds Nemesis, but that's it. The DPS are popping off.
Oh, Sailboat, he's turning on the brain cells. He's finding some good value as we enter the last point here. Genzo managed to burn down Nemesis through the transcendence of Highline, which is impressive to have that much focus fire coming in, as now Lanion's onto the Diva for this last gasp fight here. And Genzo, he can just pressure down Why Are You Running, and now it's Highline trying to challenge him, but that's a foolish endeavour as Genzo rates death from above. Him and Sailboat picking up 1 kill each, and now there's only half the team left on the point. Make that 2.5 as Lenny loses his mech. Nemesis gets knocked out of the way as Yanula will finish him off of all people. Genzo finds the Reinhardt, and 42 seconds slower. It's not lost, but it's far from won for Washed Up.
Yeah, that's true, but a time bank like that can also be really game-breaking or really round-breaking depending on how you approach it, because, I mean, 42 seconds is a full team fight. You know, so if you're fighting into that with a whole team fight advantage, you're gonna have the morale advantage. You're gonna have that confidence boost because you know, hey, I can afford to lose at least one more fight than my enemy can.
Absolutely, having that extra knowledge to just build up those ultimates and then use them, it could be absolutely devastating for the side of the Glads, because they've got to hold for as long as they can, and then see if they can beat anything that Washed Up managed to pull off.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall order for them. It's going to be a tall order for both teams because both of these guys are playing at the top of their games right now, and neither team really has an answer for their opponent, no matter who is attacking or defending. But just remember one more time, guys, that this may or may not be the final set of rounds that we cast for this game, and whichever team wins this final map, we are going to have an exclusive interview with one of their players. You guys don't want to miss it. So don't. Sounds pretty simple. It's pretty simple.
Just don't do anything, and you'll get to hear it. As now Sailboat, he's on his Widow. Can he pick up his form as the gun glitch is in on my perspective? That's still not...
Oh, Nemesis is out!
You poke the Sailboat. It's like poking a bear. You just don't do it for good reason. And now Why Are You Running is going to get felled by Genzo. Sailboat has cracked this point open. The rest of his team are following up on his actions as Genzo and SFJ take out 1 more each. Hydros is going to get felled. Genzo with 4 in that fight. Sailboat setting him up and Genzo slamming him down.
That was a 15-second fight. And, of course, the capture taking a little bit more time off the clock, but that fight was insanely fast. It lasted... It didn't last long at all.
He's going to pick off Highline.
Oh, man, and now they get the free push.
You can't res Highline because that's his job, and he's obviously not there to do it. He's going to switch over to the Lucio, but now Nemesis is a pharaoh of no mercy. Peanut butter without jelly, sandwich without bread. Wouldn't
that just be a salad?
But depends on the filling. Genzo does get killed by Nemesis, but the resurrection is there, and now Yanula has failed. Why Are You Running? Now take some cheeky shots here on the McCree, looking for a few more angles to work with. Sailboat has plenty of those, but he's also plenty dead. Staying alive by the skin of his teeth as now SFJ can go and sweet. He's going to get stunned and bubbled, though. The shatter is enormous.
Oh, that shatter was beautiful.
It's down, though, so it's going to mean absolutely nothing in the long run. Negated beautifully by Ollie's Baptiste. Used to the Amp Matrix as well, just to ensure the survival of his team. Now Genzo, he's going to have the barrage. Sailboat has used the sights. Can they make anything work? They've got 9 seconds left. They've tagged in onto the point at least. Every meter is a good meter for them to have as Why Are You Running goes in aggressively and he gets burst down by the barrage. Genzo, with no fear, charges straight at him, and now he can really go to town. There's nothing to stop him. Highline certainly won't. Nemonese won't put up too much more of a fight. Takashikimo takes out the Reinhardt, and now we're moving on to the end of Point B.
Yeah, and they have to push it all the way in overtime, but Genzo finally coming alive. He's playing so far forward, but he knows he can get the value, so why wouldn't you? I mean, come on. He's playing on an insane level, and the rest of his team is setting him up for these incredible plays.
Look at how aggressively Sailboat is positioned, using the Rhine Shield to just get free shots in, and Why Are You Running has felt quite a lot of them. The grab is in from Takashikimo. It's a big one. The immortality field is going to keep him all nice and healthy, though, as SFJ fails Why Are You Running with the fast strike. Genzo also getting involved now. Takashikimo, he can press the W key a bit. Why not, as that is 2 points captured in overtime. They're not going to complete this, are they?
They might. A minute in their time, or 2 minutes in their time bank, and they're about to complete King's Row.
Where they can, whether they will is a very different question.
Well, let's take a look at this. You've got ult advantage squarely in Washed Up's favor. They're going to charge up any ults that they don't have, and they're going to use the ones that they do have. Paradise Gladiators don't have what they need to fight back. Oh, and the sleep dart onto Hydros is big.
Sailboat tries to bring it back, though. Why Are You Running? Also killing the support, going to leave the side, but Genzo with the barrage. He's going to pick out Nemonese. He is going to fall, but the damage has already been done. SFJ going a big, and Why Are You Running burns the Deadeye.
Now they have nothing to use on their defense. Absolutely nothing but an infra site, but when everybody's right out in the open, what use is that?
Done it.
And they've done it! They finished King's Row in 2 minutes.
Clap it.
Clap
it.
That was beautiful.
This is I am. Thank you for matching my energy.
I think
incredible from Washed Up.
Wow. I mean, yeah, the chat, I've got a lot of people in the chat. They're freaking out about it. Don't worry, guys. We are too. We completely understand where you guys are coming from. That was insane. How did they manage to finish with that much time given to them? Paradise Gladiators have to put on a show to match that.
They've got 42 seconds more time. If you can do it in 2 minutes, you can do it in 2 minutes 42 seconds.
I mean, yeah, but Paradise Gladiators never even got their foot on the gas pedal. Washed Up was driving that entire round. There was nothing to stop them. I mean, these are the signs of Washed Up that we were seeing last week. You know, they came in, they wiped, and we thought it was the greatest thing ever. And now we're seeing it again. I mean, wow, I'm speechless. That game left me speechless. So let's get right into the action. Paradise Gladiators on the attack now.
Sailboat's poking this angle, checking the top door. Better safe than sorry. If there's a winner there, he'd know about it. There is not, though. And Genzo, he takes the sky. It's a very heavy death ball comp, and the splitting power of Nemonese. His Mayor's already caught SFJ and Takashikimo off guard. This is what you need if you're the Gladiators, but Genzo just keep on pummeling in this damage with the help of Yanula.
Okay, but they're forced into a retreat, so that's good for them. That's good for the Gladiators. They're going to take this point extremely fast.
That is the wrong person. It's now Hydro's just waiting this side of the choke point, you know? Right, 2 minutes to push this cut. If they do it, it will have to be an overtime. I don't think you can physically push it through in 2 minutes flat. So if they manage to match, we'll be going to another set of extra innings. This time, 1 minute on the clock for each party, I'd wager.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so they have a chance of tying this game all the way up. Can they make it happen, though?
SFJ's getting harassed back by Why Are You Running. He can't step forward because that's what happens. The amount of burst damage for the side of the Gladiators is devastating. Sailboat trying to get some work done, but with just the tankiness and the shieldiness, he can't find anyone to click. There's 250 health on both the DPS. The support is his best option, and both of those are quite elusive.
Tankiness and shieldiness.
He's moving the payload, though. He can't quite click ahead of them yet, so he's going to stand up there and look menacing. He so regularly does. Genzo has the barrage, so this could win a fight, and if it wins a fight, it's going to guarantee overtime. It's whether he can pull it off, though, because There's nothing they can counter him apart from the defense matrix and the sheer survivability of it all.
He's
Ollie
going behind him.
lessons.
He's going
Goes
for
in
it.
with this guy. It's going in deep, and
He
here's the
uses
barrel.
it.
It's going to pick up one, but it's not going to do any more than that. That's why you're running an Ollie. They're doing all the damage the Gladiators need. The Coalescence doing so much damage and healing. SFJ gets picked up though, so they can refight this. The beat is in. No, it's not. I'm going mad. That was the sound of self-destruct from Lenyon. Doesn't find anything but clears this space. They're going to be able to step round this corner now. Sailboat. Well, your ship is sailed, mate, and SFJ gets shattered. That is a big shatter from SFJ. Picks up 3 members. Can they do this? No. Why are you running with a Death Blossom? And Nemene's on the cleanup, and now 20 seconds left. They will get into point C.
So both teams looking like they're about to finish King's Row with 2 minutes each. This has to be the most insane thing we've seen, and also just shows how evenly matched both of these teams are. I mean, they're both pushing in overtime. That means Washed Up has to win this fight. They have to push them off the point, or they don't really have another chance to stabilize for a good attack.
Comment from Tekashiko. This could be devastating. SFJ misses his pin, goes in swinging. Beat is in from Highline, keeping everyone healthy. Hydra's shatter found absolutely nothing as SFJ goes to work, pressing the M1 with all his might. Genzo gets knocked off the map. Highline takes him off the edge there. SFJ shatter is online. It is a juicer. That is a 4-man shatter, but there is no follow-up available. He keeps on dropping these big hammers, but if no one's alive to kill, he's going to find nothing as now they're moving into the final stretch of point C.
And it's looking like the Washed Up win condition has been wasted. We're about to see a draw on King's Row after 2 rounds each, and that is insane. But SFJ gets the pin. Oh no, they're down 2.
Oh, he's going to take out Lenyon as well. It's not going to crumble here for the side of the Gladiators.
Nemenes, no!
Takes out Nemenes. Block shadow from Hydra's. SFJ with a fantastic shield. He's going to fall to Genzo now. Anyone standing is going to perish, according to SFJ's law, but Kyline goes down, and they have done
Overtime ticks away, and Washed Up wins 3-2-1. That has to be the most intense game we have casted, not only in this tournament, but in the game as a whole.
I am breathless.
Jeez, so am I. I mean, that was insane. I know you were casting through most of that, so you're definitely out of breath from that. But what just happened? I mean,
I have no idea.
Yeah, because I don't think compositional picks worked in their favor. It just felt like both teams kind of came out of nowhere in the last few seconds and wiped out their opposing team. But we are going to cut to a quick break and let us get, I believe it's going to be Genzo from the side of the Washed Up that we are going to be interviewing for this, for the end of this stream. So stick around. It's going to be a very, very short break, and we will see you guys then. Go ahead and recover from that intense map. Welcome back, everybody. I told you it would be a quick break, and it was. We've got Genzo standing by with Pear. They're going to have a quick interview for you guys. You guys are going to want to stick around for this. I'm throwing it over to you. Go ahead, Pear. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Spherno. So I'm here with Genzo. So firstly, congratulations on winning a very hard-won series. So Nepal, you obviously won. Any secret to your victory on that map, or was it just composition?
We just noticed that Fire Mercy works really well, and if I give sailboats and space to work with, he can do a lot of stuff too. And then, of course, the tank lineup, they can, if they work together well and they can rely some pressure, like I did from behind, they have no problem rushing in and taking what they need to take.
Yeah, he definitely had the better one there. Hanamura, that was a bit of a
Hanamura, that was my fault. I think I was kind of getting delusional with Farah at that point, so I just didn't switch off. If we were to switch off, we were probably not. I wouldn't go as far maybe say win the match. We definitely had a lot more close than we did.
But more importantly, you got 2 6Ks on that map. How did your team react at such PogChamp gaming?
Well, no, every time I got a multi-kill, they all screamed sailboat carry.
Oh, well, I'm glad I've had that influence on the team. If Hanamura was you not playing your best, Dorado must have been nail-biter for you, having to push in overtime to the second point. What was going through your minds when you...
I was convinced we lost, and then SFJ started to kill everyone. And then everyone went full on Overwatch League comms and then screamed at every low target they saw.
I don't know if screaming is quite Overwatch League comms unless you're Dogman, but on that map, you picked up your 3rd of 3 play of the games. You nearly got all 4 if it hadn't been for the sailboat carry at the end.
Someone did insane on King's Row. That's really true.
Yeah, that was pretty much yours. And then King's Row, where do we go but that last fight? You should have been down and out at that point. They were moving on the last stretch. You had pretty much no ultimates to work with, and yet...
Okay, so what happened there is their diva pushed too far up, which gave us because I was Reaper, and that gave me the time to punish her, get her desuited, and then we went full on to the diva. I didn't see where SD came from, but he charged someone or something and got that kill. So then we had 2 people dead, and then I saw May the anti, and from there on out, I think it was all just shouting.
Yeah, I can imagine what your comms are like at that moment.
I mean, usually they're pretty memey. We're just gonna sing a song, play. But at the end, they're real just screaming at the target.
That is so, and I believe that's you 3-0 in this tournament, right? You haven't lost yet.
3-0, yes.
You are 3. No, in the tournament.
No, 3-0 in total, yeah.
It's just Spherno being an idiot, no different to normal there. But I mean, do you think you can win the whole thing? It's a bit early to cast these sort of projections, but you've been looking good.
If we win the next one, we have won our group stage, and to be, I think we've been running group stage because then we've gone 4-0. So, but I'm not too scared about the rest of the teams in this server. Besides Gladiators and perhaps Feelers. Besides that, I'm not scared at all.
And you've got them both in your group. Don't count your chickens before they hatch as eggs, I guess. But thank you very much for your time, Genzo.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for me being here. Yeah. Thank you for having me here. That's good.
It's my pleasure. I'll let you go back to screaming at your team, saying how well you did now.
Oh no, they all left.
Oh, well, I guess not. Talk to you in a bit.
Talking a bit.
Well, that was the interview, guys.
Yes, it was. That was some interesting stuff that we heard there, but that is going to be Washed Up versus Paradise Gladiators for Day 2 of Week 2 of the 2020 Overwatch Community Amateur Cup. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to watch this cast again, or want to see it for the first time if you guys missed the stream, you guys can go check it out at the Fruit Bowl cast on YouTube. That is where they will be posted. And while you're there, consider subscribing, liking, commenting, all that. We appreciate it. But thank you guys so much for watching this game. I have been Spherno, and this has been Pear.
Sailboat carried, that's all I have to say. Goodbye.
Adios, guys. Have a great day.